So Barbie Ferreira says she's departing HBO's Euphoria. Now she played high schooler Kat Hernandez on the show's first two seasons. Of course, Euphoria is a very popular teenage drama series that does go into a lot of very sensitive topics. In fact, I actually know some people who, and I rarely hear this by the way, who haven't seen the show because it does go into like serious issues. Like there's of course drug stuff, there's sex, there's a lot of it. There's I I'm gonna give you guys my quick opinion on the what I think about Euphoria. Honestly, I think season one was pretty solid. I think it's really good. I think it's far better than 13 Reasons Why. I thought that show was overrated. Season two, I think there was good premises, but ultimately, I think that season two didn't live up to what season one had delivered. And I think a lot of it was that it kind of felt like the directors and the showrunners, it kind of felt like they got a little too cocky and then went overly stylized. Like I remember I did my review on, I think it was episode one, episode two, and I saw that it felt like they were focusing so much on the, oh look everybody, the beautiful cinematography, and then like they forgot to tell the story. It felt too slow. It felt everything. But ultimately, I thought season two was decent. I think it's decent. I don't think it's all that good. But one thing that is very noticeable, at least to me, and I think a lot of y'all can agree with me on, is that the character Kai Hernandez, who was a very primary character in season one, who had a lot of story, who had a lot of development, it kind of felt like in season two she was sidelined. And I remember around the time we knew about the rumors going on with Sam Levinson, the creator of Euphoria and Barbie, and I never really paid much attention to it. I didn't do much research. That's why I never really made a video on it. But apparent, now with everything coming out, it does seem like a large reason why large. Look at me being fat phobic. I'm just kidding. But the large reason why she was cut out, or at least she was significantly cut out of season two, is they clashed, and it kind of seems that way now. And let's actually read this. So Barbie is officially leaving the Euphoria, which of course is a very popularly known series on HBO Max. Of course, starring iconic, or not iconic, but popular actress Zendaya. But anyways, one of Euphoria's regulars is leaving the HBO series. Barbie Ferreira wrote in an Instagram story Wednesday that, let's actually pull up the Instagram story right here. So here's the story. Here's the drawing in the background that Hunter Schafer drew. I'm not going to read it from here because the text is pretty tiny, but let's read it from here, which is the exact text. I made sure of it. Wednesday, that after 4 years of getting to embody the most special and enigmatic character, Kat, I'm having to say a very teary-eyed goodbye. This post was accompanied by artwork by Euphoria castmate Hunter Schafer. I hope many of you could see yourself in her like I did. The post continues, and that she brought you joy to see her journey into the character she is today. I put all my care and love into her, and I hope you guys could feel it. Love you, Catherine Hernandez. Ferreira and Euphoria creator Sam Levinson report. So this is kind of the history, or they're briefly summing up the history. Ferreira and Euphoria creator Sam Levinson reportedly clashed during the making of season two, with the Daily Beast reporting in February that the actor walked off set at one point. Some fans also call out the show for reducing Ferreira's time on screen during the season. I remember seeing a lot of memes of that too. But actors also lodged several complaints with SAG-AFTRA about overly long shots in the series and a lack of meal and bathroom breaks. According to the Daily Beast report, in a statement at the time, HBO said it's not uncommon for drama series to have complex shoots, and noted that there were never any formal inquiries raised. During Euphoria's first season, Ferreira spoke to the Hollywood Reporter about Kat's dual life in the series, where she's ignored or picked on in high school but has a big online following as a fan fiction writer and eventually a cam girl. That's extension of herself that she doesn't want to mix in real life. She wants to keep it separate because she's scared if she mixes it, it will all go downhill, she said. She kind of starts exploring bringing her online persona into her real life, but her new online persona, and she finds power in it, and she's powerless at school. Kind of sounds like a Heisenberg and Walter White in Breaking Bad, where on the outside, Walter is this middle-aged guy, he has cancer, and he just seems like your average suburban father, who, he has a kid, he has a wife, he works at a high school, just the average life, but in the inside, He's actually the world's greatest meth cook, and he's dealing with the cartel and Los Pollos Hermanos. So it kind of sounds like that. Anyways, I do remember I was surprised that Barbie was in Nope. Like, I completely forgot until I watched the movie in theaters, and I see her, and I'm like, wait, that's the girl from Euphoria, and I was surprised. So honestly, um, but no, let me keep it honest. When this was all first going down, when all of this was first going down, I didn't talk about it. I didn't report on it, or not report. I didn't make videos on it because at the end of the day, I just didn't know what to believe. Of course, I wasn't seeing it come from reputable sources. But when I was watching the show, I was like, it does seem like she's been cut out significantly. Now, I don't think the show would have been all that much better if she had been there much longer. But still, I still felt that. I still was like, it just feels awkward because now it doesn't feel like she's a supporting character. Now it just feels like she's a extra. An extra who had a little too much footage, or not a little too much footage. Oh, well, it was more footage than what an extra normally gets. But I was a little surprised. But hearing that apparently there was issues behind the scenes with Sam Levinson, apparently, there was lack of meal time, lack of rest, lack of all that. And seeing that all of it hasn't come out does kind of make me suspicious that it doesn't seem like Sam was all that good behind the scenes. Now, let's be honest, a lot of times when you're filming a movie, show, or anything, there's a lot of problems, there's a lot of issues. Typically, it ain't easy. It ain't easy to make a movie or show. A lot of people see movies and shows and they're like, oh my God, that's the dream. And yeah, that's everyone's dream. I would love to see, one of my dreams is to be there behind the scenes on the movie, at least see how they make it. Maybe not be involved in the movie, but I'd at least like to see what they're doing and all that. But no, overall movies and shows take a while to make. They're very difficult. Sometimes it's stressful. I mean, it's very stressful because a director is on average, they're investing 2 years of their time trying to perfect this. And they're trying to make it the best they can because it's their dream. It's their dream since kids. And then there's actors who take like approximately 6 months of their life to make this project the best they can with their talents. So usually you'll see this. And I'm usually in the belief that a director or a creator, they're the ones who should be making the big choice. I'm fine with actors and actresses coming in saying, hey, I would like this to change. I would like that to change. Hey, I personally think this would be better. But what I don't believe it is in demanding, like being like, no, you have to do this. You have to do this. No. When you sign on a project, you have to agree that the director and the filmmaker, they're the experts. That's what I usually believe in. I believe that the experts are the ones that should be handling the situation. But I do think actors should put their input. But this doesn't seem like that's that. It seems like there's far more to that. What it may seem like is that there's something personal. There's far more personal things. Now, I don't know what Barbie's contract looked like, but I'm assuming either she only had a contract of 2 seasons or she just terminated the contract because, of course, we're not going to see her. Now, my question is, what are they going to say? Are they just going to say she moved on or something like that? I don't know. But there's a lot of questions I have right now lingering in my mind. But her departure does seem to be confirming that there were issues with Sam off screen. Now, I would love to hear Sam come out. I don't know if he has. I tried searching it, but I couldn't find that he has come out on his side. Because usually when there's some issues like this, I usually believe that we need to hear both sides. And I think that's in everything. I feel like sometimes people are just so quick. When one person comes out with something, we're so quick to just believe that person that we forget that the other person on the opposite side are also human. We forget that. We forget that they also have their own perspective, their own point of view. And we tend to forget that. Like if I was to come out and say, this YouTuber called me a racial slur, a lot of you would probably be mad, angry, and all that. But then let's hear what that person says. Maybe they'll be like, "Oh no, that wasn't true. That's Photoshop and all that." Like you got to kind of balance it out. You got to kind of see. It's why there's law, court. In court, you don't just listen to one side and then that side wins. No, in court you have two sides. They're lawyers, they're attorneys, and then you got the judges. You got everyone right there listening to both sides perfectly explain each situation on their own end of the stick. But in this whole situation with Barbie and all that, I tend to believe Barbie I believe all of this is true, only because of Barbie's departure. If it wasn't for her departure, like let's say if she was still on, I'd still be questioning things. Again, I don't know what's confirmed. I don't know what's 100%. But if we are hearing, let's actually pull up the article again, because I think this is the far more serious thing. I could care less about disputing what they want to do with the character, but the far more serious thing right here that I feel like a lot of people are kind of not really putting is right here. Actors also lodged several complaints with SAG-AFTRA after overly long shoots on the series and a lack of meal and bathroom breaks. Now, I don't know what that exactly means. Like lack of meal breaks. Would they like skip a meal? Because I do think depending on how long you're there, you should be allowed meals. Or I mean, on average, I believe it's like the whole day. So 3 meals, maybe some in between snack times. Bathroom breaks should always be permitted because you don't choose to need to take a crap. I mean, I guess you do depending on what you eat, but still you should that's required. And that's the thing I'm taking far more serious. I wish they went more in depth on this. Like, what was it? Was it that maybe they were shooting and they just didn't get to eat at all the entire day? Because that right there is breaking labor laws. Of course, your employer is required to give you lunch breaks. And, you got to have bathroom breaks. Like, your employer is obligated to give you that. So that's the thing I'm far more concerned. I could care less. And I know this sounds very asshole-ish. I could care less what happened with Sam and Barbie, because from what I'm hearing, a lot of it is that there was creative differences, and I could care less about that. And it seems like Sam's ego was kind of being, because it did seem like he cut out a lot of Kat's character, how long she was supposed to be on the show. But I care far more about this. Like, that's the big serious thing. But overall, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch season 2. Not because of any of this. It's just that I thought season 2 was just, it was below average. I felt like it just didn't live up to the hype. But anyways, you guys, let us know, what do you think about this? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below, and we'll have a civil discussion in the comment sections down below. And I'll see y'all next time. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Multiverse of Movies, and I shall see y'all on the next video. Peace.